So there's always been this sentiment that we should have more women judges in the Supreme Court, at the high courts. This is a subject that you've spoken about earlier as well. How do you think we can give that push to have more women as judges in this country?
It is very interesting on this Constitution Day. But I was sharing the dais with the Honorable Prime President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu. So we were given her text. Rashtrapati Bhavan gave the text that she was supposed to speak on that occasion. But of course, she spoke last, so she had the benefit of hearing what I had said. And I talked about the two walks of life today, or two professions today, where women are still awfully underrepresented. One is politics and the other is law. In politics, they came up with a law reserving 33% seats for women, but for completely, I would say, unjustified reason, they did not implement that law till the next census happens. Now, I don't see any logic or rationale for waiting for the census. Does the parliament feel that the census will change the composition of women in our society so drastically that 33% reservation, whether should be given or not, may have to be thought of again, rethought of? Women are about 48-49% of our society, and they will remain around that figure. It may go by 1% up or down. And in any case, you are reserving only 33%. So I don't understand what census would have done. Why do you want to wait for the census? So it was really giving by one hand and taking it away by the other hand for at least the next 6 years, by which time the census is expected. And the other thing which I talked about was law, especially the judiciary. In the Supreme Court today, we have only 1 out of 33 judge who's a lady, which is about as low as 3%. In the high courts, we have about 13% women as judges. And in the lower judiciary, where women get appointed by a transparent evaluation on merit, there are about 35% women. So obviously, there is something wrong in the way women are being considered for elevation to the High Court and Supreme Court. And this is high time that corrective action be taken. And the President of India, when she departed from her speech, this is one area she talked about. She, of course, talked about the other two areas also, which I talked about, which is about mediation and three things she talked about: justice for all, the marathon run that we did. But on the women part, she also exhorted the system, I would say, because it includes the government and the Collegium, to consider elevating more women to the higher judiciary and to ensure that this imbalance is rectified at the earliest. The problem in appointing women judges to the Supreme Court and High Court also is largely dependent because government plays a very important role in these elevations. And whether it be lobbying with the Collegium or whether it be lobbying with the government, a male lawyer or a male judge is at a far better advantage than a female lawyer or a female judge. So if the lobbying is done by a male lawyer or a male judge, male lawyer as far as appointment to the High Court is concerned, and a male judge as far as appointment to the Supreme Court is concerned, and if this lobbying is having any effect in the government accepting that, wanting to push that particular candidate's name, then obviously women, fall behind in that, and that is where they ultimately suffer. The collective responsibility is on all of us. It's not something which will happen overnight, but at least that effort has to be done, and that can be done even without the reservation being implemented in politics. It can be done by political parties on their own trying to find women candidates. It can be done by judges while deciding a name for elevation, either to the High Court or Supreme Court, say that I will, in every 3 names that I select, I must have one woman lawyer or a woman judge being elevated. That once that self-discipline is brought in, then only we'll have more representation of women in the higher judiciary, and then only we can claim that we are more inclusive as far as the judiciary is concerned, because after doing so much of good work, which our judiciary is doing, by not having women in the helm, we are unnecessarily cutting a very sorry figure as far as gender inclusion is concerned.